Good day everyone, I'm Laika and I will be discussing the country of Antigua and Barbuda. The capital city is St. John's and this is the flag of Antigua and Barbuda. It is designed by Mr. Reginald Samuel in 1966 and the 7-point golden sun symbolizes the dawn of a new era. The red symbolizes lifeblood of slaves, forefathers, and dynamism of the people. The blue symbolizes hope. The black symbolizes the soil and African heritage. Gold, blue, and white Antigua and Barbuda's tourist attractions, which is the sun, sea, and sand. The victory at last. The flag was adopted on February 27, 1967. Antigua and Barbuda is a twin island nation lying between the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. It consists of two major islands, Antigua and Barbuda, and a number of smaller islands. The islands are low-lying with some higher volcanic areas. The government system is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government and a commonwealth realm. The chief of state is the Queen of United Kingdom, and the head of government is the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. And the history is that Antigua and Barbuda was visited in 1493 by Christopher Columbus, who named it for the Church of Santa Maria de la Antigua in Sevilla, Spain. It was colonized by English settlers in 1632 and remained a British possession, although it was raided by the French in 1666. Barbuda reverted back to the crown in the late 19th century, and its administration came to be so closely related to that of Antigua that it eventually became a dependency of that island. The country of Antigua and Barbuda is in the North America continent, and the latitude and longitude for the country are 17,500 degree north and 61,800 degree west. Its location is in Caribbean islands between the Caribbean Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean, southeast of Puerto Rico. The area of Antigua is 281 kilometers squared and the Barbuda is 161 kilometers squared. The total area is 442 kilometers squared. Their terrain is partly volcanic and partly coral, generally low-lying with highest elevation 405 meters. Their climate is year-round tropical maritime, cooled by steady trade winds. Their nationality are Antiguans and Barbudans. The current population of Antigua and Barbuda is 98,990 as of Sunday, October 24, 2021, based on Worldometer elaboration of the latest United Nations data. Their ethnic groups almost entirely of African origin, some of British, Portuguese, and Levantine Arab origin. Their official language is English. Religions are principally Anglican with Evangelical Protestant and Roman Catholic minorities. The culture of Antigua and Barbuda is local Creole pronunciation. Antigua and Barbuda is a classical example of a Creole culture. It emerged from the mixing of Amerindian, Carib, and Arawak, West African, and European, primarily British, cultural traditions. Their business and economy. The natural resources is tourism. The agriculture products are cotton, fruits, vegetables, bananas, coconuts, cucumbers, mangoes, sugar canes, and livestock. Their industries are tourism, constructions, light manufacturing, example clothing, alcohol, household appliances. Their exports commodities are petroleum products, beading, handicrafts, electronics, components, transport equipments, food, and live animals. Their import commodities are food and live animals, machinery and transport equipment, and manufactures chemicals and oil. Their main trading partners are USA, UK, Canada, China, and other CARICOM countries. Their currency is East Caribbean dollar. The national symbols. The national flag. It is designed by Mr. Reginald Samuel in 1966. Coat of arms and motto, originally designed by Mr. Gordon Christopher, modified by Mr. Don Cripps, each endeavoring, all achieving, was composed by Mr. James H. Carrot MBE. And the national dress, designed by Heather Durham, worn by market vendors and cake makers in Antigua and Barbuda, circa 1834. This version designed by native Antiguan Heather Durham. And for the national flower, the agave. The national animal, the European fallow deer. The national fruit, the Antiguan black pineapple, originally introduced by the Arawakan-speaking people. The national tree, the white hood, and the national bird, frigate bird. The national sea creature is the hawksbill turtle. And the national stone is petrified wood. And now let's go to their food and drinks. Their specialties are seafood. The waters around the islands abound with delicious seafood. Fungi is the cornmeal and okra dumplings, and the pepper pot, hearty vegetables too with salted meat, often served with fungi. And roti is a patties filled with curried potatoes, chicken or beef. Ducana. It is the grated sweet potato mixed with coconut sugar and spice and steamed in the banana leaf. The Antigua black pineapple. It is the pineapple famous throughout the East Caribbean for their unique extra sweet flavor. And calalo. It is a dark green vegetable often served as a soup. Johnny cakes. It is a kind of donut usually served as breakfast with salted codfish and chopped up. Things to know about their food is that Antiguans' food can be spicy, but locals often add extra heat with a splash of sauces hot sauce, which is present on most Antiguans' dining tables. And their drinks is Sting. It is a sparkling grapefruit drink. And Samos, this is a health drink is made from a seaweed called agar. And Bashti locals make Bashti by taking herbs and spices from their yard and making tea out of it. Now, here are the drinks with alcohol. Rum. Of course, rum is extremely popular in Antigua and great quality. The two major rum distilleries in Antigua are Cavalier and English Harbor. And rum punch. This is the beach is more enjoyable with a rum punch in hand. These are the famous tourist attractions. I only pick 4 tourist attractions which are only the most popular in their country. The Half Moon Bay in the Antigua, Dockyard National Park, also in Antigua, Dickinson Bay, and St. John's in Antigua. For the Antigua and Barbuda wildlife and marine life, tree frogs, lizards, and snakes in Antigua. There are tiny frogs that makes a lot of noise at night, that wonderful sound of the tropic which Caribbean lovers look forward to hearing. There are common Caribbean geckos and extremely rare Antiguan razor snake is now practically extinct. Around 182 species of bird have been recorded in Antigua and Barbuda, of which probably about 65% are migratory. There is a lot going on in the water around Antigua and Barbuda. The marine life is plentiful and includes dolphin, sea turtles, and whales. And on the islands of Barbuda, on the small island of Barbuda, if you're lucky, you might spot elusive wild deer and wild boar. There are also wild donkeys and nesting sea turtles. In Guiana Island seabirds and deer, a number of seabird colonies use Guiana Islands as their habitat. Strangely, there are 2 European varieties of fallow deer that live on Guiana Islands and also on Barbuda, the common deer and the black deer. For the frigate bird sanctuary, it is Antigua's twin islands of Barbuda where you will see many frigate birds. Interesting facts about Antigua and Barbuda. Though often referred to as a twin island state, this Caribbean country is actually made of dozens of islands surrounded by 240 kilometers squared of coral reefs. And did you know that 5% of Antigua and Barbuda's countryside is lost each year? And 60% of Antigua and Barbuda's snake and lizard species are endemic to these islands.